There's a huge debate going on in Silicon Valley right now, and it's actually a debate that's going on here in Davos, and that is about the relationship between business and industry, if you will, and the government and the Defense Department, and the kind of work that they do. And I'm referring to Google's decision relating to Project Maven. I'm referring to some of the employees that pushed back against some of the facial recognition programs taking place at Amazon and their relationship with the U.S. government. You're squarely in business with the U.S. government and proud of it. Speak to this debate, if you will, right now. And do you see the other side of this argument?
Well, I mean, I'm an academic by training and proclivity. I like thinking about the other side, and I think there are arguments on both sides. And I think one of the reasons why you know you have an opinion is you understand the other side's argument. Our view is that we built the company to hunt terrorists, to make our society safer, both in terms of fighting terrorism and protecting data. If you are at Palantir, you have joined Palantir because you believe having a society that has less crime, less terrorism, and works better on all questions that regard safety, including data protection, is of integral importance. So that's the Palantir answer. The reason why I'm also on top of that very critical of the Silicon Valley approach is that what made Silicon Valley historically strong is Silicon Valley had a tacit and overt supportive relationship to the U.S. economy and U.S. defense from the beginning. The reason why people put up with crazy-looking people that are doing their thing in a different way is because we have historically delivered either jobs or national security in Silicon Valley. People understood the value of what we're doing. Now, Silicon Valley is creating micro-communities that break the consensus of larger society, while simultaneously telling the average American, I will not support your defense needs, and then selling their products to countries that are adversarial to America. That is a loser position. It is not intelligible. It is not intelligible to the average person. It's academically not sustainable. And I am very happy that we're not on that side of the debate. Of course, been cautioned to be more diplomatic about this in public, but I view it as borderline craven. And again, if you're going to take that position, then you have to be frontal about articulating to the American people, what is it that we're offering you that you have in your life that makes your life better? Is it that you get to be part of an ever smaller community where everyone agrees with you? Okay, maybe that's what they're offering you. Is it that their standard of living is increasing? Well, then that argument has to be made. Because if you don't make that argument, and you then simultaneously say, I am not going to support a man and woman, American male or female, or a Western ally who is now in harm's way to come home, or I'm not going to stop a terror attack, the average person is going to think you have fallen on your head. And only someone with a super high IQ living in the micro community that Silicon Valley has created could come up with the idea that that is a plausible argument.
Do you really believe, though, if Google and Amazon and Facebook and others were more supportive of working with the U.S. government, more overtly supportive of working with the U.S. government, that the public would be more supportive around issues of privacy, around issues around the election,
I think
potential interference and things like that?
You can say, again, to your point, do I understand the other side? The other side would have to be, we don't work with the U.S. government because of principles, but this is the value we're offering to American society. If the argument is, we don't work with the U.S. government because our micro community calls into question the safety and security of American citizens, and we do work with adversaries of America, and we're not offering something that's clearly valuable to the American public. So to answer your question directly, they could say, look, we disagree with Karp, we think he's crazy, we disagree with Palantir, we have a principled reason why we cannot help the Navy SEAL come home safely tomorrow, the Marine come home safely. We have a principled reason why that's wrong. And that's why we're so heavily investing in making sure tomorrow you'll have a job. But the argument they're making is, you're not going to have a job tomorrow. And we're not bringing you home safely. And we're going to help you create a community where everyone agrees with you, but you can't talk to anyone else. Of course people push back on that. And by the way, we're a global business. You should hear how people push back about that in German and French. It's not just America. The whole world cannot it's not a sustainable argument. Again, the sustainable argument could be, we're going to help beat cancer. But according to us, we have this weird way of thinking, the Marine isn't the person that we revere like Karp does.